Joining us live on CBS Sports, Ange Postecoglou leading Tottenham to the
You're always winning your second season, mate. How does that feel? Come on, I've been backing you all season. I love your football. You've had your injuries, young players, but you did it tonight.
Yeah, I can't say the same for everyone on the panel.
And can you put into words how you're feeling?
Look, it's just, I don't know. I can't put it into words, to be honest. I know what it means to the football club. I know what it means to supporters. And look, it's no secret we've had a tough year, but I've just had this thing inside me, kind of the back half of the year of just one focus, one target. I just felt that, this was it. And to achieve it today, like I said, I know what it means to the club. It's had the tag of sort of a nearly team for a long time. And the only way you break that is by winning things. And we did that today.
And you've had a long sort of managerial career in different countries, different clubs. How tough has it been for you this season, having to deal with sort of, the defeat and sort of every press conference after the game, and then you've got to build up to the next game, and obviously you've had lots of games because obviously of the Europa League run that you've been on. Has it been tough for you as a manager individually?
Look, it's been the toughest couple of years I've had in my career, and I knew it going into it because I knew what I was going into. This football club's had world-class managers and a lot better credential than I am, and haven't been able to get there. So I knew I had a massive challenge in front of me this year. Obviously, added stress of the injury situation we had and trying to navigate that. Jamie, like I said, I've just had this laser focus on. I still believe we could win something this year. We went deep into the Carabao Cup. Once we got knocked out of that, my focus just became Europe, and it's cost us. It's cost us in the league, and that's down to me. But I just had a feeling inside me that this was achievable this year, and I'm thankful it all worked out.
And you've spoken a lot about the fact that what a trophy could do for this club, not just this team, but almost the club. Because you've felt for a long time almost like the club's looked down on, and you have that terminology of Spursy. What do you think this trophy can actually do, not just for you and this team, but actually the club going forward in the future for years to come?
Well, I'm really hoping that it does. It changes the way the club sees itself more than anything else. I mean, externally, you can't really, adjust whatever people think about you, but how you feel about yourself is really important. And as a football club, we've just been close so many times, and I could feel the nervousness every time, in Europe. Every time we got close to something, there was always this, what if it's another year where we miss out? So we've done it now, so that's the monkey off the back. So now the club can sort of stand tall, and hopefully it does. It looks at itself a bit differently and tries to challenge for more trophies. You've won one now, so there's nothing stopping you winning again.
Hi, Ange. Roy Keane here. I just want to say, Ange, well done. Absolutely fantastic. Brilliant performance. Was it part of your tactic with so long to go, just to sit back in and shut up shop, really? Did you think one goal would be enough? Did you actually believe that?
Yeah, I thought we could. Right, we've been really disciplined in Europe away from home. I mean, I think we kept a clean sheet at Frankfurt. We kept a clean sheet at Bodo away from home, and very similar performances. And this group's, got that resilience in them now. Look, it makes a difference when I've got Van der Ven, Romero, Udogi, Vicario, and then Bissouma and obviously Pyro right back with Bissouma and Bentancur. It's a real solid sort of foundation for us, and I just felt with United, if we got ahead, then I thought they'd find it really hard to break us down and we'd be a threat on the counter-attack. We weren't as great in transition as I wanted to be, but they had some chances, but I just felt we were strong and resilient enough to keep them out.
And one more from Big Meeks himself. I know this is not the Champions League show, this is Europa League, but I would like to ask you, who's your favourite on the show before you go?
Well, it's not me.
Might not be Thierry either.
I'm the only Spurs fan here, Ange, by the way. I'm the only Spurs fan.
He's come clean now.
Hey, we've been all Spurs fans tonight.
Yeah, no, you're definitely a declared Spurs fan. We got you in our camp, Roy. I love what I do. I'm so blessed to be able to, do what I love every day, and I've got beautiful people around me and my family. And so even in the hardest of days, I still think, I had to pinch myself today, to be honest. I got mates who come from Australia, and part of me was thinking I should be in the stand with them, just enjoying the spectacle. It's difficult for me to comprehend, but we're here now. We've won it, and it's something in my old age I can reflect on.
Well, Anne, sorry to interject, but I asked about me, not you.
Sorry, mate. Sorry. Sorry, Mika. You've been in my camp all along. I love you, mate. I think Joe Hart's probably influenced you.
Congratulations. Well done. Go and celebrate.
Thank you, guys. I will.
Thank you. Well, there you have it.
Celtic connections, you know what I mean, with Joe Hart, the reference, just in case you... Well,
I feel like there's a couple of things we need to address because Rory all of a sudden comes out at the end of the show. I'm a Spurs fan.
Well, he said it before, he has said it before.
You have
He's picking his favourite. You know, there's a Spurs fan here.
You know what he's like? He's like Don King. What
are you going to say if you speak to Amorim? Welcome along to our post-game show. We're reacting to Tottenham winning the Europa League final. In the studio with me, Roy Keane, Jamie Carragher and Big
You know what,
Meat.
can I just say, you've been great tonight, you know that,
Thank you.
Anita?
You know, I had to do good for Arsenal in some way.
Let's not mention that.
I mean...
Does tonight make Arsenal's season worse?
Oh, come on, Jay.
Let's
It's
ask
about
Mike about-
Spurs
Mike is the
tonight.
pundit.
Let's talk about Spurs tonight. We don't need to bring Arsenal into it. You know this.
No, Micah, you're not going to
Nope.
give a word on
Nope.
it?
I'm
Who's
not
had a better
entertaining.
season, Spurs or Arsenal?
Oh, come on.
They've both got Champions League football and one's got a trophy.
And one has a European trophy, one doesn't.
Yeah, so just... On the chances of North London Champions League derby next season, maybe the knockout stage?
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, imagine table time. It's going to be...
OK, well, we're going to react to the game and not on Arsenal because Peter Schmeichel has been talking to the Manchester United manager, Ruben Amorim. Here's what he's had to say.
Ruben, I know how much you love your job and you talk about that a lot, and I mean, this has got to be the worst. To come out here and try to explain how this game didn't turn out the way that we all wanted it to turn out.
Yeah, it's part of the job. We have to deal with that, and we have to try to explain the people the feeling of the dressing room. We are obviously devastated with this loss. We lost one game in this competition. We didn't win it in the last game. I think if you look at the whole game, we were the better team. But in the end, if you don't score goals, you cannot win matches.
How do you think the game was played by your players today?
I think the first half was a little bit tense. The possessions in both teams was not long. We couldn't keep the balls for so long. Tottenham the same way, a lot of second balls. But in the second half, we push the opponent to near the box. We try to cross, to create situations. So in the end, they defend the goal that they score in the divide match in the first half. In the second half, we try everything, but in the end, was nothing.
We talked before the game, we talked about obviously it was the access to the Champions League, and we're not going to talk too much about the future, but is there a contingency plan now that we're not in the Champions League and you may think you have more time to develop the team? Is that a positive that we can take out of this?
Yeah, it's hard to talk about positives today, but we need to take advantage of everything.
But
so
we need a little bit of positive.
if we are going to suffer because we don't have Champions League and it's hard on the club, but in the other side we'll have time to develop the team, to pay attention to our academy and to prepare the future. So that is clear. We need to use every minute to improve the team, and of course we always have the two plans to go to the summer.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, well, as you can understand, Peter feeling rather sad. Not the case for our Spurs fan over here on my left-hand side, but we're going to go to Peter right now, of course. He's just been talking to him. Peter, I feel so sorry for you. Of course, we've had a lot of fun on the road. I thought I'd be going to Old Trafford with you next season. Not to be the case. What was the mood like around there?
Well, and it's unless we start doing the Premier League. But no European football. You know, I don't know. I mean, I listened to some of the other interviews he did just around me, and he was talking about control. I wanted him to use the word that we're in control because I wanted to ask him what's the difference between being in control and playing well. Because I don't think I was very, very frustrated sat here just looking at the same pattern every time. The ball got to Harry Maguire, he played it out to Mazraoui, then Ahmed got the ball, he tried a little bit, passed it back. There wasn't what we saw in like the last 10 minutes of the Lyon game, for instance. All of that wasn't there today. And you think they're in the final, you know, somebody's got to bring something, but it wasn't there.
Peter, can I ask you, you know, he's persistent on playing this 3-4-3. It doesn't work with these players, does it?
In all fairness, today it wouldn't have mattered what system they played because Spurs just literally just defended. And they did it well. They had one shot on target today. That was a goal, which was an own goal. They had one touch in the second half in Manchester United's box. One touch. They just defended. So, you know, whatever system you... Whatever assistant, he wouldn't have mattered.
Madison! How you doing,
Congratulations.
Jamesy boy?
You got changed.
I had to get a medal.
James has literally done, what's it called, the John Terry?
The John Terry
It's
full
called
gear.
the James
I didn't go with
Madison
shin
now.
pads this time, but
Have you got your shin pads on, James?
No,
not quite.
boots,
To
boots.
be fair, I wasn't going to do any interviews, but then I heard it was with Roy Keane. So
Come on, boy. It's on you.
Hey, Madison, can you do the dance sign, please? Do it for us, will ya?
oh, will I? With pleasure, Michael. With pleasure. Roy Keane, that's what you said.
Siamo Fendi!
Roy, do you have
I've
any
always said he's a good player. I've always said he's a good player, but he needs to be more consistent. Simple as that. And he played well tonight.
The reason why we were here tonight, Roy.
Don't worry. I know you played your part. Well done. Don't worry.
I'm only messing. Nah, I came down to other word. He just pulled me, but I did like it,
Brilliant.
man. Like,
Well done.
James,
So
James,
cool,
can I just ask you?
I heard you a hit.
What is this? For, you've joined Tottenham. You want to win trophies, but you're always sort of talked about as a club who they don't win, they can't get over the line. I mean, what's that going to mean to sort of the players right now? What's the feeling being leading pressure on you to prove so many people wrong?
Well, that's what it is, Carrot, to be fair. And like, all joking aside, like people like yourself and Roy, who go quite heavy in the media about putting us down in that, you've got to use that, do you know what I mean? And when I joined Tottenham, and you know what it's like, everyone just goes, he's retired from winning any trophies now and all this. And I said to my dad, and I said to my best mate, I was like, I'm going to lift silverware for Tottenham. And listen, I know it sounds like I'm not trying to make this mad story, but I fully believe that I could come and we could create something that could. And just building up, you know what it's like, it gets bigger. We're against United, who have been a dominant force over the years in Europe and domestically. Even in the last few years when they haven't been great, they've still managed to pick up trophies, and we knew that would be a bit of the chat going into it. But I sensed the focus and I sensed the togetherness that, especially with this year as well, with Palace winning the FA Cup and a lot of them outsiders kind of winning, I sensed it could be something special. And
So you're calling yourself outsiders then?
No, but I'm just saying Palace were outsiders and won, and then Harry Kane went and won his first title, and I think Bologna won in the Italia Cup against Milan, and I just had this feeling, and
James,
yeah, and especially with the gaffer, with what he said at the start of the season as well, it made sense, didn't it?
James, it's just interesting when you say when people sort of give you criticism, and one of the reasons why we do give not just your Tottenham team criticism, the club over the last few years, is that you've lost 7 semi-finals since you last won a trophy. You've lost 4 finals, so I think the criticism comes from not getting across the line. But how does that criticism affect you or the dressing room when you hear the likes of us on the panel or other people? Do you use it? Does it affect players now? Because we probably didn't have it in the social media world as much as players have it now.
Yeah, well, the social media word, Cara, heightens everything times 100, doesn't it? But when you talk about them records and that, a lot of the players haven't been here for that long, that record, so it's almost like an incentive to be the group that can change that. Do you know what I mean? And the gaffer, to be fair to him, since he come in, has always said, he pointed at in our dressing room at the Spurs ground. They've got all the walls of all the teams at Spurs who have won trophies, and they're all black and white and they're all old. And he's always made a thing about saying that get on that wall. It's about us getting on that wall. Like you think of Harry Kane, who's the best player in the club's history, and he's not on the wall, unfortunately. And being the group that can change that, and we have now. So I can smile, I can enjoy, I can have a beer tonight, and listen to you lot.
James, can you show?
Nice and close for you, Mike.
Yes, of course you will.
Give it a kiss.
Look at that.
Give it a kiss.
Absolutely fantastic. but James, before you go, one last question. It's a different team tonight, not the Champions League. This is a Europa League team. I just want to ask you, who's your favourite on the show?
But Roy's not a regular, is he?
Like you at Spurs.
Turned up in all the big ones, Cara. You go and check your stats.
Brilliant.
Micah, you're my favourite, mate. All right.
Yes,
you're my favourite, Micah. All right.
Congratulations.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Congratulations. What
Peter.
Carrying on. Here's Angelo.
And here is the Europa League winning manager and Postecoglou, a big side there, and you've ended Spurs' 17-year trophy drought, their first European Cup since '84. Just tell us what was going through your mind on that final whistle.
Look, I'm still kind of taking it all in. It's I know what it means for this football club, and unfortunately, the longer it goes on, it's harder to break that cycle sometimes. And even I could sense some nervousness in everybody at the club because they've been in this situation before, and until you get that, until you break that sort of, take that monkey off your back, you never understand what it feels like. And we've got a really young group, but I'm hoping them tasting this now and the success they have, you guys will know it feeds into itself. They feel differently about themselves, and mainly for the supporters, because there's probably been supporters here who've been following us for those 41 years. We haven't won one in Europe and 17, and just what it means to them, it's incredible.
And I think you was criticised quite a lot during the season, and people saying, "Oh, where's the plan B?" etc. I think at times in Europe, today especially, you showed there's a different way that you can set a team up to play. What was the reasons for doing that today compared to what you've been doing before?
I've always felt that kind of knockout football is different from your league football. When you're in that situation, it comes down to really good organisation, having a real clear game plan, and then moments. And if you can minimise your moments the opposition have by having a really strong foundation. And to be honest, I felt, having Romero, Van der Ven, Udogie, Porro, Vicario in goal, we haven't had that luxury a lot. And with Basuma and Bentancur, I just felt we're going to be really hard to break down. We could have been a little bit better in transition today. I thought we had our moments. We could have worked that better, but I always felt comfortable that if we got ahead, that we could sort of negate, most of what Man U were going to throw at us.
Congratulations, Ange. And you said you were going to win something in that second year, and you bloody well went and done it. Good man. So pleased for you.
Thank you.
Really pleased for you.
Thank you.
And do you think that helped the players? When you said that, come out and said that, the pressure was on you, but did it help them? Did they believe a bit more?
I think people misinterpret it. It wasn't me boasting. It was me just making a declaration. And I believed it. At the time I said it. I was still in the Carabao Cup. I just had this thing inside me that, more than anything else, and I know our league form's been terrible, nowhere near good enough and unacceptable, but us finishing third wasn't going to change this football club. The only thing that was going to change this football club is us winning something. And when I said that, that was my intent. I'm not afraid to declare it. If I fell short, I was happy to cop it, but I believed it inside me that was my ambition. I wanted it stated. I couldn't expect anyone from the club to say that because the club's been so close, but I could say that, and I was prepared to wear it if it didn't happen. The beauty of it is, the reason they kept reminding me of it was that there was still a chance to do it, so I was comfortable with it.
I bet you feel like getting it printed on a T-shirt now, Ange, and walking around in it. So how does this change the perception of the club and also the way that the club perceives itself?
I think that's the more important thing. It's how the club perceives itself. I felt it's just, being at the club for the last couple of years, it seems, and because of what's happened in kind of its history, that people are quick to take shots at the club, and I felt at times the club hasn't defended itself as strongly as it should. And I understand that because people have been here a long time and they haven't got anything to sort of lean onto, but I'm hoping this does, There's no reason now why they can't go into next year believing they can win again and another trophy and building a team that consistently strives to win things. And I think if you see yourself in that way, irrespective of what the noise is from the outside, that's what the great clubs do, They expect success because they've had it, and hopefully this taste of it takes the club forward.
And I think you've unfairly at times been criticised. You've taken quite a lot of shots in press conferences in different parts of the media. And I think there's been a lot of people saying, listen, they could see you winning this game and saying, after 2 years, I said I'd do it, I could walk away. Where's your mind at now after a game like this and winning?
Again, I've had such a laser focus on winning this thing. Whatever happens, happens. I said yesterday, we're still building this team. It's still a very young team. We need to add some experience to it. We're in the Champions League. My thought process and what I've been doing this year is trying to build a team that can be successful for 4 or 5, 6 years. Now, but I'm the manager of the football club. That decision is not in my hands. It doesn't affect me though. If it was going to affect me, you would have seen it in the build up to here. All I cared about is this thing, Having this thing around my neck, if I did, that meant that this football club has won a trophy.
But now you've got that thing. Do you feel like just doing the mic drop, or do you want to stay and build something with this club? Do you want it to be you?
I've said that, I don't feel like I've completed the job yet. We're still building. But the moment I accepted the role, I had one thing in my head, and that is to win something, more than anything else. And we've done that now, so I want to build on it.
Can I ask you as well about Sonny?
Yeah.
You made him captain. How much did you want that for him tonight after 10 years loyal service to the club?
Yeah, massive. And these two guys will tell you that we've had some unbelievable champion footballers come to this football club. Harry's a prime example, but there's so many I could go through that haven't had a day like this. And I wanted a day like this for Sonny, because, he's done everything he can in the last 10 years to try and get this feeling. And for one reason or another, it hasn't worked. So, it was kind of something in my head, and I've spoken to the players a lot about it. That, outside the dressing rooms, in the hallway, there's photos of the winning teams, and I said to Sonny, we've got to get you up there,
He's a legend now.
And he's there now, so he deserves it.
You've made a bunch of legends now. They're going to be written in the folklore of this football club forever. Looking forward past that, recruitment season's coming now. Have you now got a different list compared to what you would have had?
Give him a chance. He's just won a trophy.
I want to see who's coming in the building.
Look, I think there's an opportunity here. That's my belief, because you build on this, the feeling of those players in there, they'll want this again.
Yeah.
Because until you feel it, you can't describe it to people. Until you win something, you can tell them how it's going to feel, but they've got it now, and they're not going to want to let it go. But we need to build on that for sure.
And congratulations.
Brilliant.
Well done. Thank you.
Well done. Congratulations. Well done, Ange.
Enjoy the celebrations. Thank you.
Do you know what? When you
Gets his hands on silverware, and Sonny is with us now. Son, are you a legend now?
He already was.
Yeah, let's say I'm a legend. Why not?
You said once.
Only today.
You said once you wouldn't call yourself a legend until you'd won a trophy with the club.
Look, 17 years, nobody haven't done it. So with such amazing players, yeah, today's the day. Probably I will say today I'm a legend of this club. So yeah, let's enjoy. Let's celebrate.
How does it feel winning Spurs' first trophy for 17 years?
Wow, feeling amazing. That's what I always dream for, and today is the day that happened. Dream come really, really true. So, yeah. What can I say? I'm so happy. Happiest the man in the world.
how important has your manager been? I think he's been under a lot of pressure, a lot of scrutiny, a lot of criticism. You as the captain, what have you felt like behind that, and how do you feel now we've won this lifted trophy with him?
Look, back in the day, when you look at the whole season, there will be always some situation you're having tough times. So, but we as a player, we always stuck together with the injuries, with the young players. They always step up, and I always give them some good advice. I always want to talk to positive, and I think I'm very lucky that having such an amazing group of players with me, and that's why I think it was the tournaments happened.
Well, congratulations, because if there's anyone out of that squad that deserves a trophy, it's you, Sonny. With the football the goals you've scored, the way you've played, you are a true legend.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We just saw some of the tweets coming on the screen there saying nobody deserves it more than Sonny. The fans really wanted that for you.
Yeah, I felt the pressure as well. So I wanted so badly. Look, last 7 days I was dreaming about this game every single day. There was the same picture, same dreaming. So yeah, finally happened. I can sleep with now, easy, nice sleep, and I can enjoy it.
Are you taking the trophy home to your house tonight? That's the big question.
No, I think there will be so much confidence. Because everybody was having it. I didn't even touch the trophy. Biz was having it, so everybody, let's enjoy the moment. I'll be the last one who enjoyed it with the trophy.
Sonny, how are you guys going to celebrate? Take us into what's the plan now for you guys? How are you going to go and enjoy this moment? Because it's a moment you need to savour for life.
You're going to have a sore head tomorrow.
Yeah.
Probably we're going to miss the flight tomorrow. No, we hope not, but we hope not. We try. So, yeah. Look, today's the day we can celebrate. Let's just make the day they will never forget. And maybe I miss the flight.
What would be great is Sunday, Brighton game. Going round the stadium with the trophy. Wow, what a way to finish the season.
Wow. Maybe we can call it off. No, I'm joking. Obviously, yeah, it would be great. Bring a trophy back home and in front of our fans. Show our trophy. It would be amazing. So yeah.
Because normally you win a trophy at the end of the season and that's it. You have to wait for the parade, but that's going to be some parade round the stadium.
I think they were trying to get the fans off the pitch there. They were celebrating so much to actually say we have a game on Sunday.
Yeah, but
we got 2 pitches, don't worry.
We live only today.
This was the reaction back in North London, Sonny.
Amazing. So, yeah, I see you all on Sunday. Let's see bigger smile than today.
Do you know what? I'm interested to see how the fans in South Korea are going to be celebrating as well, because you're an absolute hero. You think about David Beckham here being a hero. This guy is on them levels when you go back to South Korea. They must be so happy for you as well, I'm sure.
The Adidas boot sale's just gone up.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that.
Very proud to be Korean, win the trophy, and I just want to say thank you to the Korean fans that it was 4 a.m. and they're supporting me like crazy, like a family, and yeah, he's the trophy and he has the biggest smile.
And even more special, you've won silverware in the same season that Harry won silverware as well. Are you going to FaceTime him? You can compare trophies?
Look, I mean, there's different trophies, but we both had an unbelievable friendship, partnership as a player. So I was so happy that he won the first trophy, and also I spoke to another media, but Harry, we won it as well. Thank you.
You might as well FaceTime him now on your phone. Get hold of him now, get him on.
I don't have my phone.
Sonny, you might have to face him in the Champions League next season as well. Has that sunk in that you're back at European football's top table?
Yeah, it would be great. I mean, the Champions League is always, you want to play against the best team in the world. So yeah, we might play against Harry. So we never know, but we'll be grateful playing against each other again.
You have another chance at a trophy with the Super Cup as well, so...
Yeah, another trophy in 3 months, maybe.
Nice pre-season.
You might have two ahead of Harry.
Let's do it.
Congratulations. Try not to miss the flight, but enjoy the party.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Well done.
Well done, bro.
Thank you very much.
Well done, Sonny.
And that Spurs as a club get that they never quite make it over the line.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, ever since I came here, it's been Tottenham a good team, but can never get it done. We got it done.
You got it done. Your goal got it done. You're the Tottenham hero. Did you know whether you got the final touch or not?
I knew I touched it, and then I kind of looked up because I didn't catch it clean, and then the ball was trickling in the goal, and then, I can't describe the feeling.
What a feeling. What about the feeling towards the end? Because you had to hold on. It was just one goal in it. How nervy were those final few minutes?
Horrible. Honestly, I couldn't watch. I was just listening to what the boys were saying, asking how long left, and then when we defended that corner at the end, I kind of knew I was getting told it was done. And just the relief is something that I never can describe.
You've had a difficult season as a whole. Does this now pay the fans back for the support they've given you regardless?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Tottenham Hotspur finishing 17th in the Premier League isn't good enough, but we've had an unbelievable Europa run, and the fans have been so good. Every home game, every away game, and then coming here, I just thought they had the edge on the United fans, to be honest. Ever since we got to the stadium, we literally walked out before the game, hours before, they were all here singing our names, and yeah, it got us through the game.
And what about your manager? He said he always wins a trophy in his second season. He's done it. Does he need to stay now?
Listen, he's done his job. He said he wins in his second year, and he has. And I think if there's ever a time for a mic drop, I think it's now. So I'll be looking forward to his interview. But I can't thank the manager enough for how much trust he's had in us, because some of the performances this season, as I said, haven't been good enough, but especially in the Europa League, he has a really good way of getting everyone up for it, and today it shows.
Go and enjoy these celebrations. Fans, they are singing your name right now. How does that feel?
Unbelievable feeling. Can't really describe it, to be honest. What can I say? Look around you. Unbelievable feeling.
You've lifted the trophy now. You felt in your hands a trophy that this club have wanted for over 17 years. What does it mean to you all to do it?
We always believe in this squad of people. Like, if you look at the group we have, if you look at the stuff, everybody can believe, even if we had a tough season. And the fans, everybody, the club, everybody deserves this.
They're singing your name again. Talk to us about that goal line clearance, because it ended up being one of the moments of the game.
I saw the ball came in, and I think it bounced on Vic's head. And I was like, nah, I have to go to the goal. And the ball came high, and first I was like, how am I going to do this? And then I just cleared it. And to be honest, my back, the ground over there is not soft, I can tell you. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched it back yet, but yeah, happy to help the team.
For you personally as well, it's been such a tricky season because you've been injured for a lot of it. So what does it mean to you to be able to be fit and play in this final and be one of the men in the match that made it all happen?
Yeah, unbelievable feeling. Tough season for myself also. With injuries, of course, I struggled the whole season. Didn't play a lot. But every rehab was worth it. To stand here and to lift this trophy.
Go and celebrate with your teammates. Enjoy. You haven't stopped celebrating since that final whistle. Sum up the feeling right now.
Oh, I still can't believe in what we've done tonight. It's unbelievable. We have written history, literally, in the real sense of the term. We've written history. This group of players written history in 2025. It's unbelievable.
Brennan Johnson's goal, but your save at the end as well, has made sure of it.
Yeah. And also one Mickey van de Ven save. He did one brilliant on the line. But we knew before the game that We needed the effort from everyone, and we did it. We delivered, and now we have to celebrate.
You can go and celebrate and go and lift that trophy. Congratulations.